when Leroy is
has
done,
to
we will
happen.
update you guys on the
has
results of
to
this
happen.
poll. But we do have Leroy. What's up, Leroy? How you doing today?
Leroy,
What's up? What's up?
what's good? What's up, Michigan man?
Was it you know it. Hey, y'all got about
You got about 3 weeks, baby.
Hey, how about this? I defended Ohio State this week.
What?
They
What?
say, yeah.
Some
Yes, they
SEC,
said,
SEC people was getting to you.
They only scored 21 points against Northwestern. I'm like, dude, when you play in the Midwest, you can turn on your TV and it'll be sunny, not a cloud in the sky, but you can't see that wind on TV. that wind start blowing sideways, and you in a different kind of fight.
Right.
So
listen.
I tell her, I say, hey, just get sometimes look, and if you have ever been in sports, no matter how good your team is, you go into a game and that game starts and you go, let's just get out of here with the dub and keep it moving. And it's in every sport.
Yeah.
You might not be playing your best. Some circumstance might be going on during the game, and you like, let's just get a win and get out of here. That's what Ohio State did.
That's what happened on Saturday.
That's it. And along with the knuckleheads that was sending me tweets and texts, Rutgers, and I'm looking at halftime. I thought the game was over. Right? Rutgers. And then I see the final score, and I'm like, stop it.
Michigan put on a blitzkrieg in the second half. They were like,
hey, man, that's, you know what? In the end, and I tell people this, and Brad, you can attest to this in basketball. The difference between a good team and an average team is not necessarily the talent, but it's the ability to sustain your best.
Exactly.
And so when you see like a team like Detroit's not terrible, but they can't sustain it for a whole game.
No.
So they always get out to these leads, and then the other team come back and get them. That's all that is. So when they're able to sustain it for longer periods of time, they'll win more football games. But it's like that in every sport.
Yeah. Lakers last
Like you
night.
always see these scores at halftime where the bad team, the team that's an underdog by 15 to 20 points is close or have a lead. And then what happened in the second half?
Let me get to
That's
that.
football.
just
That's
mentioned-
sports.
You mentioned that, Leroy, and I wanted to ask you about some of the games that happened on Sunday. Mm-hmm. You know, you see the Bills go down, right? You see,
Yeah.
And we've been told so many times that, the only thing that matters is the quarterback. You got a franchise quarterback, you good. This year, It seems like, look, man, if you can play solid middle-of-the-road ball, you can limit
In
your
every
turnovers.
stage, in every category. Right. Now, let's go back to what I said in the beginning of the year. What did I say in the beginning of the year when we found out Deshaun Watson wasn't going to play for 11 weeks? And I said it, and everybody laughed at me. It don't matter who the quarterback is with this team.
Yep.
Now look at me. I said it doesn't matter. You're going to win games by playing sound defense and running the football. Now, does Deshaun Watson add a bonus to that? Absolutely. But it all starts with that. That's the team that has been built. That's the way it will always be as long as you have one of the best running games in the league. When teams go wrong, when teams go awry, see, kudos to Tennessee. They don't give a damn what you think.
Right.
6% of the chance of running. That's what we gonna do.
Right. And guess what? They always in the hunt at the end of the year.
Always.
So what's so wrong about that? I don't care if Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback, Deshaun Watson, Josh Allen. When you look at those numbers, it all goes back to how did you perform up front?
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you right now, there's been 2 games that the Bills have lost, and they got straight punked. Okay? They got pushed around up front. Josh Allen got a little uncomfortable. He started tucking and running and not looking for Diggs and all these other guys. And you basically took them out of their game.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, man, football has never changed. You just get caught up in all the theatrics of the quarterback and the big yards and the big numbers and all these touchdowns. But when it gets down to it, and this company, hey, it's about that time. It's about that time. When you get a little dust on a little dust on the grass, right? You know that dust we talking about. When you get that lake effect snow when it's snow for no damn reason whatsoever.
Yeah.
All them teams that come into Cleveland, when the wind blowing 30, you come out in the snow in that halftime for lake effect snow. All them pretty teams that throw the ball over the lot have problems up north.
Hey, Leroy, let me tell you this, because you're absolutely right? I was just thinking about it. I'm watching the Northwestern Ohio State game on Saturday. C.J. Stroud looked like a California quarterback.
Oh, boy.
He was cold.
Oh, boy.
Why you so cold?
Oh, he was boy. He had his long johns
He
on.
couldn't get to the sideline quick enough with a coat on. I need my jacket on. It's not even cold here, son.
Hey, yep. I got on Myles Garrett because last year he wore sleeves. I said, oh no.
It's not
Oh
sleeve
no.
weather. It's not sleeve
You
weather.
don't wear sleeves? He said he took his sleeves off and he got drug tested 4 games in a row. So he started wearing sleeves. I say, I don't care. Like, you know when it's 5 degrees and I go ahead on and lotion up my arms and go out there and do about 15 push-ups, they're like, man, he ain't playing. It's cold out here. He out there naked.
Yeah.
Man.
That's part of it.
Boy.
That's
listen,
part of it.
You get hit, and then you get hit. Like, people don't understand.
Hey.
You done probably broke all your fingers and your hands. You touching another grown man.
Now look.
There you go.
Hey, what you think happened when you hold on to a football and it's 5 degrees and you hold on for dear life? The football ain't gonna give.
Nah.
Hey,
No
Leroy.
fingers.
Hey, Leroy, Big Ten switch up when we get back to these Browns here real quick. What you think gonna happen when USC and UCLA had to come to the Midwest in the wintertime? Ooh, they gonna be a little chilly.
Hey.
In the big house, a little chilly.
Hey, that California pizza needs some heat. You can't come over here. You can't come to the Midwest. You better get you one of them gyros off of the trucks downtown. Keep you warm. Yeah. Hey, you know what? And guess what? As a football player, you took pride in that. I took pride in being able to play my game in every condition possible. Mm-hmm. If it was muddy, if we had a baseball field that we was playing through, if it was windy, I mean, come on. That's what you do. Look, how do the fans act when it's a little bit chilly or snowing? They act a fool in Cleveland.
They go to concession stand.
Yeah.
Leroy.
So we'll see. It's getting about that time.
Yeah.
Everybody talk about Buffalo, and look, they should be one of the favorites, but being a favorite and seeing a team do it are 2 different things. You see what I'm saying? And so, have we seen Buffalo fight through adversity during the course of a game yet? You see, I'm talking about one of them games like with the Jets, where you're not playing your best, but you find a way to win. You find some type of deal you can do during the game to just get through it. You know, we talk about teams and say, you look at their resume, and it says we won 3 or 4 games 4 different types of way. That's your contender.
Yeah.
Right? That's your contender. Like, when you look at Buffalo, and I'll give you a perfect example, and they kind of experiencing this down here in Miami, is that when you look at Buffalo, if things get tough, are you confident they can pull it through? You're not, right?
I am.
You
Maybe I'm alone.
You still think no matter what?
I'm with you, Jason.
That you think no matter what, whatever the circumstances are, that they're gonna find a way to win.
Until they beat Mahomes them, he got to slay the dragon. To me, Mahomes finds a way to win, but I haven't seen him win no big game. Like the big games.
I need you know what? Sometimes you need to see your team win a slugfest. Not scoring 40, but scoring 15, scoring 17 points, scoring 20 points. Right?
In the trenches.
And you need to see your team win a lot of different ways. See, this game this week, and I've said this every week with the Browns for the last month. How are they going to win this game? You're going to win the game the way you always win. You're going to run the football. You're going to play action. You're going to get after them defensively. That's who they are.
That's it.
I didn't look, whether you want your team to beat us or not, that's who they are. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it. Right? Go ahead on and do it. Now, this week, I'm going to tell you what the best game plan would be. Y'all might not want to hear this. Don't rush. Bat the ball down. You got monsters on that front four. They are notorious for batting balls down.
So
if you rush the passer, huh?
You don't have any faith in Tua that he can be in the pocket.
No, I do.
Okay.
No, I do. He gets rid of the ball quicker than any quarterback in the NFL. So at some point you have to come to this conclusion. We're not going to get there like we normally do. What is going to be our
I got you.
adjustment?
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Why send the heat if you ain't going to get there? I got you.
Right. Because all you're going to do is when you – look, when guys blitz, we always say blitz in your lane. But them big horses on the other side got something to do with that. So you get pushed off a little bit and create a window, and I'm telling you, you ain't covering them. You ain't covering them in the secondary. Because guess what? Nobody is. They got 2 receivers for almost 2,000 yards midway through the season. So the numbers say you ain't going to stop that.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Think about that. You got a guy midway through the season with 1,100 yards receiving.
That's crazy.
And Tua ain't getting sacked.
Hold on.
You got one or two choices.
This year?
This is this year, and it's with 2 games without Tua.
This year.
And he played a game with Skylar Thompson,
1,100. Hold on.
Yes.
He has
Yes.
more yards. You ready for the stat, Leroy? And I will find it. He has more yards receiving than the entire Giants receiving core, Packers receiving core, and I think 9 other NFL teams. He has more receiving yards by himself. I'll find the stat.
Hey.
Leroy, go on. He's been insane this
Who
year.
you putting on him? Greedy
Don't
Williams?
listen.
Nobody.
I am not kidding you. You ain't stopping them. You not.
This is crazy.
I got the stat.
So-
Anthony's going to pull it up right now. Leroy, tell me this is not one of the most absurd stats we've seen this early in the season. And Anthony's going to pull it up. I'm going to read it to you guys right now. On this season, so in 2022, take tag board full here. Tyreek Hill has 1,104 receiving yards. That's more than all the Cowboys receivers, all the Steelers receivers, all the Falcons receivers, all the Texans receivers, all the Giants receivers, all the Bears receivers, all the Ravens receivers, and all the Titans receivers by himself. And Jaylen Waddle
And wait. Yes.
is
Jaylen
like
Waddle got
number
800,
7 in the
right?
league. Yeah, he's silly too.
See, this is my problem, Leroy. This is my problem with that. Is if I can see that, if I see that, you just named the team, the Tennessee Titans, and they hand the ball to Derrick Henry, how many times they hand it to him? 30. And I see Tyreek Hill, they just drop him back, throwing the ball up behind their back. And he got 1,100. But they going to continue to run what's best for them. I need to see some of that same energy when you can't stop this monster.
Here, you stop the monster the way you've stopped every other team. You control the line of scrimmage. You control the game by running the ball. And I'm not saying, you're not running the ball with garbage.
Right.
You got one of the best run games in the league. So I'm not asking you not to be successful to stay in the game. I'm asking you to exploit the other team by doing what you do best more. You see what I'm saying?
Leroy, did you see last night? Last night, they feared Derrick Henry get that ball yesterday.
Yeah.
Yes, they did fear him when he was, and then they would a wildcat a couple times on him, like, go ahead.
Yeah.
He like, I'm running this thing. I'm gonna run this thing right at you.
But here's the problem. See, here's what people don't realize. Derrick Henry is basically Gronk playing running back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He ain't no little dude.
No, he's not a little guy.
So if your adjustment to stopping Derrick Henry is bringing a safety in the box, right?
Good luck.
That ain't gonna get it done. And so that's why, listen, you can say what you want about Tennessee. You can say what you want about Ryan Tannehill or was it Malik Willis. You can say what you want about all their quarterbacks. They are 100% content knowing that win or lose, we're going to win or lose running the football and playing sound defense. And guess what? They held Kansas City during the course of a game to 17 points.
Yeah.
He threw for almost 500 yards. 17 points. So when I say let's run the ball and play sound defense against whoever you face, it's not that it's not successful.
Yeah.
We've seen teams do it. And you are a better running team than Tennessee.
Leroy, let me flip it on you. I'm gonna flip it back to the offensive side of the ball. So you know Deshaun's been back in the building. He comes back to practice within a week here. Be back on the field within a week. When do you think the calls are going to be? You know, you're going to hear these calls here. I'm sure are going to come here.
Oh, they coming.
To keep Jacoby in the lineup.
They coming.
And leave Deshaun on the sideline. You know that's coming here.
I'm gonna tell you. You ready?
Go ahead.
Let me get close to the mic. Never.
Yeah, that's insane. That's even
I'll tell you
crazier
what.
than the 2016 title don't mean anything.
Hey,
That's
wait
even
a minute.
crazier.
Hey, you just bought a brand new Lamborghini. You ain't gonna keep driving your pickup truck.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's snowing. I don't care if the weather bad.
Wait.
It could be hailing.
You know
You're
the
driving that Lamborghini.
You know how the logic around here runs, Leroy. I heard it this weekend. I was like,
do you want to mess up the chemistry?
Yeah.
You
Here
better
we
stop
go.
it. You better
Here it
stop
comes.
it. Get out of here with that noise.
Who said chemistry?
Hey, man, listen, I take these calls up here, Leroy.
It's starting, Leroy.
I've been taking
It's
calls
starting.
up here on this radio.
Hey.
They be throwing them flash words out to you, see if you accept them.
Hey, but here's the deal. Like, you not winning or losing with Jacoby Brissett.
That's the part
That's
they
what
don't
I
get.
keep emphasizing. Okay? Now, what Deshaun Watson will enable you to do is be more diverse with the run and the pass.
Mm-hmm.
But you will be a fool not to emphasize the run. And that's where I come in here week after week after week, and I keep emphasizing. Listen, regardless of who the quarterback is, be true to who you are.
Yeah.
The weather getting ready to change. It's getting ready to get, sometime when they tell you it's snowing, but it's actually sleet and it's kind of rain, and you don't want to be throwing it all over the place. Right?
Right.
This is running. Look, once November hit and you get around Thanksgiving and then you go into Christmas time and on to the new year, the teams that seem to run the ball are the teams that have success in this league. You don't have to be a dominant run team like, Tennessee is. You don't have to have it all on your running game. But if you can run the football, it allows you to do more when the seasons change. And that aspect of football has never changed. Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl. And the year he won, they ran the hell out of the football. Right? Yep. Tom Brady wins all those Super Bowls, and every year you have a running back that run for 100. And they say, ooh, he maybe should have got the MVP. but they give it to Tom Brady. Right? There's no secret. There's no secret in this. Look, there are exceptions to the rule. One being the greatest show on turf.
Yeah.
But guess what? They had Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I get this is a passing league now. They want to see scoring, which you haven't really gotten that much more of. But the fact of the matter is that with all this high-powered offense, the weather starts turning, and you got to be able to control the ball up front. You got to.
So then why aren't the running backs getting $200 million contracts?
Shelf life. You get one contract, and that's why guys hold out. Because think about it. You get drafted in the first round, you have to sign a 4 or 5 year deal. And when you get to that 5th year, ain't nobody going to give you no big money, so you got to fight like hell to get it sooner. That's just kind of how that is.
While we've been talking, Frank Reich was fired from the Colts.
Really?
Yeah, and 3-5-1, no quarterback. They're a team that's built a lot like the Browns, in my opinion. Sound running game.
And guess what? They haven't been running the ball well this year. And so now all that heat goes on the quarterback, and you got Matt Ryan as quarterback. Like, come on, what are you doing?
I wonder if that was Frank Reich's decision to go after Matt Ryan, and that's why he gets fired. Because I like Frank Reich. I think he's done a nice job in Indianapolis, given the fact that they really haven't had a quarterback since Andrew Luck just up and retired on him.
Right.
I don't know. That one kind of surprised me a little bit today.
It did for this reason, and here's what bothers me about teams and organizations. When you start making moves, you have to first identify what the problem is, right? And so when the last couple of years, they've been one of the elite running teams in the league with what they did with Jonathan Taylor, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And he hasn't had a very good year.
Been interesting.
So now, when you were counting on that to be kind of the onus of where your offense was going to start, now you're putting all that pressure on the old quarterback. So now you got to find other ways, because the ways that you thought you were going to be successful are not working. And now you're searching. But in all that searching, you look bad. And that's what happened to Frank Reich, that, hey, you could keep trying to run the ball, but it's not working. And you'd be more upset if you had a team that was kind of hanging their head on what they did last year and not making any adjustments. So he tried to make adjustments, but who is he making adjustments with?
Right.
And so, like, I feel bad for some of these coaches that are put in difficult situations, and these owners, look, they can be impatient. They don't have to. They got the money. They could be impatient. But at some point, you got to understand the reality of your situation and why you're in that situation. And if you can be honest about it and identify it, then you can correct it. But to say it's the coach,
Leroy, I'm gonna give your Michigan man some love. DPJ, Donovan Peoples-Jones, getting better here. Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes. Because guess what? You throw the ball down the field, he gonna go up and get it.
Yeah.
Yep.
He gonna give you a good shot at catching the ball. He has been.
He getting better. Now
he has been, because everybody thought Amari Cooper was gonna be, the guy. And look, he is. Look, man, I'm telling you, I love that dude. That dude can play some football. He is always open, right? Always.
Predetermined.
He had people on skates. Mm-hmm. So, but what Donovan Peoples-Jones have done, what he has done is he's improved every year.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't getting no shine when Jarvis Landry and OBJ were there, right? Was he there with I think that was his first year, right?
This is third year,
third year in the league.
So was he there with he was there with Jarvis Was he there with
Yeah, he was there.
Odell Beckham?
Yeah.
So, he was like that third guy to come in.
Right.
He never had a chance. He never really had a chance to, be on the field and learn his way around the field, learn how to work his, work the routes and stuff like that. And now, they like, hey, man, you got to go. And he's responded.
He's doing good. Now, I'm going to need you, before we let you go here, I'm going to need you to give some love here. I know you was in the Miami thing yesterday. Give my boy Justin Fields some love here.
I played Brad yesterday in fantasy, and that dude, he almost tried to kill me. Justin Fields, 178 yards rushing.
Right. Here's what I would say about that. That the Dolphins have played against 3 of the league's best dual threat guys. They played against Justin Fields, they played against Lamar Jackson, and they played against Josh Allen, who, he'll put it down and run too. And they've won all 3. And that when a quarterback runs for that many yards, that's usually not the case. So look, I don't know, everybody says, oh man, I can't believe they gave up 32 points to the Bears. Or when people say it about Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. But the fact of the matter is, man, that is a unique situation that you can put a spy. It's funny, man. I think the worst position in football, you heard it here first. The worst position in football is spy. You know why? You assuming that your spy is a better athlete than that stud behind the line of scrimmage. So if nobody can one-on-one tackle him, why waste the defender to one-on-one tackle the quarterback? Blitz him. Because if you put him in space, he ain't stopping none of them dudes.
So, Leroy, we appreciate you coming on today. We're going to check back in with you. Hopefully we get a win against the Browns. Y'all look like a track team out there for the Dolphins, man. So we'll catch up back up with you.
I know, man. I do Miami radio. I'm hurting all week, dog. I don't know what to do. I know.
You know what to do.
I'm hurting. This is. Hey, I ain't never been this stressed when I played. Right?
Dilemma.
Never.
Dilemma. Leroy, appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right,
we'll
man.
catch up with you later.
All right, Leroy.
All right, later.
McNuggets.